All right, Top Billing, you know we got to talk about this one here in regard to your boy Jamal Adams. Now, listen, a lot of people down on Jamal Adams, at least the people who visit this particular channel here. A lot of people talking about they wish that he were cut, traded, or anything of the sort. My thing with Jamal Adams is he's very impactful with what he does. If you can get him focused on, right, if you can develop a defense and have him to where he's just free, completely free as a bird, have him just playing forward. You do not want him playing in reverse, meaning you do not want him turning around and have to cover people. We know his hands, or he has some kind of genetic disease. His hands is made of 100% bone. No padding whatsoever, right? But he's such a damn good tackler. He's such a fire starter. He talks on every play. He just sets a particular tone. Now, your man Granddaddy Pete right here, right? It says, Seahawks Pete Carroll quashes talk of Jamal Adams' demise. So he said that he quashed any notion that Seattle Seahawks are considering cutting Jamal Adams after the team's recent acquisition of Julian Love. So I wanted to talk about that because I made the thing about Julian Love when he was signed to Seattle, and I was wondering, what does it mean? Does it push someone out of a roster spot? Does it cost someone like Kobe Bryant, right? If we know Julian Love can play the nickel spot, does that move him to the outside corner? Does that do this or that or whatever like that? And considering what the scheme was last year with a balanced shell at the safety position, them playing, or actually, you just take it right here from your man Pete Carroll. Carroll, speaking at the NFL's annual meetings in Phoenix, stressed that the signing of versatile Love doesn't impact Adams or fellow safety Quandre Diggs, which you should never, because that man's one of the best in the league, Quandre Diggs, other than allowing Seattle to play with all three at once. There you have it. Big nickel. No, it's not Jamal Adams. Cletus moving to linebacker because my friend, he works at the Seattle Transit Authority, told me that they said they was going to move Jamal Adams to linebacker. Cletus. No. He's not moving Jamal. That wouldn't make any sense. You guys are a base 3-4 defense. As a base 3-4 lineman, you're not playing a 213-pound linebacker on any given play, right? On base downs. Your designation in base denotes what you really mean to the team, if you get what I'm saying there. So obviously since then, they've signed Bobby Wagner, and then before then, of course, Devin Bush. Those are your linebackers. In a 3-4 defense, 2 edge outside linebackers, 2 off-ball linebackers, right? Bush and Wagner. And then, of course, when he comes back from injury, Jordan Brooks somewhere in there. And I would think maybe they go to the draft and grab someone else. Jamal Adams not playing a damn linebacker. Nobody's 213 pounds. Remember, if you put him at a linebacker role, that provides him a gap he's responsible for. It's hard enough for a guy like Devin Bush to get off blocks, which I showed you, right? He doesn't really do a good job of. You think Jamal Adams going to get off a block at 6 foot, 213 pounds? Come on, man. You guys got to be realistic there. So what this allows him to do is be a drop-in safety, a balanced shell. You would have Love and Diggs back there, so that's a lot of range. If Love and Diggs back there, that's hard. That's very hard. And you drop Jamal Adams in where he does not have gap responsibility and he can just go for it. You know what I mean? Granddaddy Pete said, I know there's some conversation that what we did with Julian does that have some impact on Jamal or Quandre. It doesn't. We have a clear thought of what we're going to do with our guys and how we want to play them, and we feel very fortunate to have all of our guys. The plan includes packages that employ 3 safeties on the field together, with Adams playing closer to the line of scrimmage in a pseudo linebacker role. You heard that? Pseudo linebacker, not linebacker. So he will be playing at linebacker depth, but with the responsibilities of a safety. The Seahawks intended to do that in 2022, believing they could reignite Adams after his down season in 2021, but he was lost for a year in the first half of their opener. On the play he was injured, Adams blitzed from a linebacker alignment with 2 safeties lined up behind him. So that would denote 3 safeties, right? Big nickel, a 3-safety set. One of my favorite, most absolute, just I play safety. So the more safeties, the better, in my opinion there. But I absolutely love that. So you can see Jamal Adams get back to stuff like this. Wait, I buried the lead. The thing that I mentioned was, does this push anyone off the roster? Julian Love. Notice what you didn't see in that particular article, or whose name you didn't see. That would be Ryan Neal. That's a tough one there. I think Ryan Neal is a very good player, and I believe Ryan Neal could do most of the things Jamal Adams can do. And he may be better, not maybe, he's a better coverage guy than Jamal Adams, and he can give you similar production playing for it. I don't think he's got the same pursuit type of ability as Jamal Adams, but he has very good pursuit ability. So if you add that in and the versatility there, I don't know. But obviously they paid a lot of money or paid a lot of draft capital, all kinds of shit to get Jamal Adams. So if somebody would be the odd man out, it would have to be Ryan Neal, of course, there. But however, if it were up to me, all things equal or something like that, you wouldn't want to lose a guy like Ryan Neal. He can just do so much shit, right? So now you guys got to let me know, what do you think happens with Ryan Neal? All right, just a quick refresher here. You remember back in 2020 when I first started covering Seattle, and they would jump in a lot of these 3-4 sets, right? Because at the time they had KJ Wright, and they would put KJ Wright at an outside linebacker. You know the versatility that he had here. You have to see him across from Carlos Dunlap. So you pretty much have your 3-4 here. But remember, at the time they were predominantly a single high safety team, right? So they'd be running from the post here with Quandre Diggs, and then you creep Jamal Adams in here at linebacker depth and have him just affect the play moving forward, right? So him crept here. He's not Jordan Brooks, and he's not Bobby Wagner, right? He's not a linebacker per se. You creep him at the depth, then he does not have any gap responsibility. So you'll see him creep here, creep, and then he gets the blitz, right? You give him kind of a green dog scenario. If there's no assignment for him there, if they're in some type of zone, right? You see it right here. It looks like he originally has an assignment. His assignment leaves, and guess what? He gets to blitz, right? You get him there right there, he's going to affect the play, make my man Carson Wentz, right? Much to my chagrin here, make him have to dirt the ball there. So that's an aspect, of course, seeing him there with this time 2 safeties back. You have a little bit more coverage on the back end with Love and Diggs, 2 guys who will probably have a lot more range than Jamal Adams playing back there. On this one right here, you can see they are in their nickel. Yeah, then the nickel package. Remember Ugo Amadi? Yeah, that boy could play right there. And then you have Wagner here. So then you have Jamal Adams in a pseudo linebacker role. He doesn't have any gap responsibilities. As you can see, there's still 5 men on the line of scrimmage here. So pretty much the same deal right here, except you take Jordan Brooks out, put Ugo Amadi in, and you have Jamal Adams creeping. But look what happens on plays like this, though. Right? This is why you don't have 213-pound guys there, because he has to eventually meet big guys like that, right? My boy Jordan Mailata right here, splatter whacking him, right? But he does a good job of getting his head into play. Literally, you'll see him creep up in the scenario, right? So right here, we're pulling. My Eagles are pulling, right? So you got the tackling guard pull right here. So tag pull. You can see Jamal Adams start to creep up on right here, right? So he's going to have to take on a block. He skirts around the block of Dallas Goedert, but then he has to meet Jordan Mailata right here in the hole. So obviously right there, 213 pounds with 300 versus 330 pounds, right? Obviously he pulls the rib cord. He has no parts of that, right? Duck and high for cover there. He just shoots low at Mailata's knees. Actually gets him on the ground right here. Obviously he gets splatter whacked into a coma. He was zombified from there, but he did allow your man Jarran Reed. Hey, Jarran Reed. Jarran Reed right here to tackle Miles Sanders right there. So that's why you don't put 213. You keep getting hit by linemen and fullback and tight ends on pulls as a 213-pound linebacker. Yeah, you might not last long in the season, and we already know has been injury prone. I think Jamal Adams is just a difference maker. You remember the type of difference that he made for Seattle in that 2020 season. I believe he was there, then he got injured, missed a few games or something, but then he came back and the defense got kind of hot, and he had like 9.5 sacks. It was crazy. And you see him right here. just his instinct, right? Very instinctual. Look at him right there. Senses the tunnel, right? Senses that bad boy. You can see Jason Peters out here getting in front of him. He's able to skirt around that, right? And then you can see him. He's the one who makes the play, right? At or around the line of scrimmage. At or around the line of scrimmage right there. So Jamal Adams is one of these guys, man. If he's just loose and able to play free, I think he's a major difference maker there. And you know what he can do, of course, when you give him time, right? I think is that. It might actually be Ryan Neal right there as well. Yep. So Ryan Neal, look at that. You have Ryan Neal, Jamal Adams, and Quandre Diggs, right? So that would be like having Love, Diggs, and Adams there. So Neal gets Jalen Reagor here on the zone, and then you allow Jamal Adams to be free. So there was your 3 safety set right there. Yeah, definitely. Yep, there was your 3 safety set. I want to say that's Ugo Amadi. But Jamal Adams, hell on wheels, man, getting after the quarterback. So I don't know. All you people want to throw Jamal Adams away. I don't know if that's the guy you want to throw away right there, right? You know me, you know what I mean? I'm all about the defensive back play. He can switch sides right there, come right out here to Philly and be an Eagle. Or same deal with Ryan Neal, too. So I don't know. Both of them dudes I got my eye on if that's the case right there. But your man, Jamal Adams is a difference maker, but you have to let me know what you think happens to Ryan Neal. All right, boy, Mid-Atlantic Murph, a.k.a. Jersey Murph. And I'm up out of here. All right, strike the band.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.